Hey guys, welcome to our channel, or welcome back to our channel. Today I'm here to talk to you about one of my absolute favorite Denver suburbs is Golden, Colorado, and I'm gonna be giving you 2 pros and 2 cons of this awesome area. There really are so many pros to Golden. It is absolutely one of my favorite places to go and have dinner, have lunch, go hiking. There's tubing, just the scenery of it all. The homes look so historic and beautiful. I mean, really, location, I could go on. There's so many cool things about Golden, but I just want to give a quick little rundown of some of my 2 really big things to note in terms of pro, and then maybe some, things that wouldn't be everyone's favorite in terms of cons. Just a reminder, Hallie and I are licensed real estate agents in the beautiful state of Colorado. If you have any real estate needs, questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to reach out to us at our number or our email listed below. You will always get one of us on the phone, and we're always happy to help you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We put out a new video every single week. Okay, let's dive into our first pro, and that is going to be location. Location, location, location. So Golden is very west of Denver. It is right up against the mountains. That's what I think one of the reasons makes it so special. So if you're looking at a map of Denver, Golden is going to fall, like I said, very west. And to get to downtown Denver from Golden, roughly, without traffic, you're looking at maybe like 25 minutes, 30 minutes, really easy, straight shoot to downtown. If you have, a Broncos game you want to go to, you work downtown. So that's really not a terrible commute. And then what's really neat about where Golden sits, so the direct access to ski resorts, snowboarding, all of our kind of little mountain towns, it's very easy to get to from Golden because you're so far west on the map. So to get to, let's say Breckenridge, for example, that's a super popular one. You're looking at maybe, under an hour and a half to get there. But again, you jump right on the I-70. It's gonna take you directly through Georgetown, through Black Hawk. Black Hawk is a really popular, very small, kind of tight-knit casino city. We do have a couple of other places where you can gamble, like Cripple Creek, but Black Hawk is a really popular one. It's a really beautiful, scenic view all the way to the mountains. But again, under an hour and a half, you're right there. So that's super quick and easy. And then another popular destination directly from Golden, let's say you're going to CU Boulder. You work in Boulder, it wouldn't be as likely, more so CU, the college campus. But if you just pop on Highway 93, it is roughly, maybe 30-minute drive, maybe less. So again, super straight shoot directly to Boulder. So it's got a lot of accessibility in terms of those areas. There really just is a lot of diversity with Golden in terms of like landscape. So you get very much like the mountain picturesque views kind of from all locations of Golden. You get a historic feel, which I'll jump into in my next pro. But I think what's really cool is we have North Table Mountain there, and this is a 6,550 foot mesa located in Golden. And then we also have Lookout Mountain, which is about 2 miles away, less than 2 miles away. And this is a 7,377 foot peak. And there are just picturesque views as far as the eye can see. It is absolutely stunning. I highly recommend going and checking out Lookout Mountain. But again, just really picturesque kind of views. There's so much to look at around Golden, a lot of greenery. There are 20 parks within Golden, and then there's 24-mile trail system for walking and biking that goes all through this suburb. So that's something really cool to note. All right, so my pro number 2 is going to be, it has a very small town feel. So what I mean by that is Golden is very much a historic town. So it's got this kind of former gold rush area vibe of like the 1850s. So homes in Golden being built, I mean, we're looking back to like 1920s, 1930s, smaller streets. Not everything is so spread out and wide, but you get so much character, so much uniqueness to the way these homes are built. Just, you know, the outside, the inside, there's just so much historical beauty to Golden. There's a lot of walkability in terms of Golden. So downtown Golden is a really special place, and it's got a very Western style atmosphere, again, kind of from that like gold rush era. What's really neat about downtown Golden is it has 50 historical buildings. There's shops, there's restaurants. Two of my absolute favorite restaurants in Golden. First one is going to be Table Mountain Grill and Cantina. It is located in a historical hotel and down on the bottom level, and the food is phenomenal. They have cauliflower tacos there that are absolutely delicious. Margaritas, off the charts. You have to go check it out. Beautiful little patio. You can sit right out on that main strip, people watch, you know, check out the weather when the leaves are changing in the fall. Great place to go. And then a family favorite for us with our kids is Woody's Wood-Fired Pizza. It has an actual pizza buffet, like different style pizzas that you can choose from. They have a giant salad bar that my husband absolutely loves. The food is just phenomenal. And what's interesting, Chick-fil-A, you wouldn't go somewhere and say, oh, the Cobb salad is so freaking good. It's so good. I honestly can't tell you what makes this Cobb salad so special. It's just amazing. You got to go try it out for yourself. So those are just a couple of my favorites. And then through downtown Golden, Clear Creek River actually runs directly through it. This is a 66-mile long, we kind of call it like a lazy river. It can get some pretty high rapids. They do shut this river down because you can actually tube down it in the summer. I can personally say I've never went tubing down it, which is so disappointing, and I have to get on that this next summer. But again, people are tubing down it. You can swim in it. It's really cool. You can go directly through downtown. You can bike ride along Clear Creek River, hike alongside it. But again, they do have closures on it if, like, you know, the rapids are a little too high at certain points in the season. And then another kind of cool, distinct feature that kind of gives it a small town but neat vibe is the Coors Brewery is there. The Coors Brewery has been producing beer since 1873, and they do private and group tours as well as sampling throughout their tours. So that's a really cool thing to check out. I mean, again, since 1873, that is so awesome. So yeah, that kind of gives just a little overview of Golden and kind of that small town feel that you get there. So now I'm going to dive into my two cons. My first con, number one, is going to be accessibility. Now, while my first pro was location, I do believe location, you get the mountains. It is a pretty quick shoot, you know, to CU Boulder to downtown Denver, and you do have a closer shoot to, you know, ski resorts versus coming from like maybe Aurora or Parker or some of the other suburbs more west, like Highlands Ranch, Littleton. You do have a closer proximity to the I-70 that would take you directly to those mountain towns. But in terms of accessibility, because it is so close to the mountains, there aren't any major like highways or large roads that kind of take you directly through. You're kind of going around the mountains if you need to get in or out of Golden. So because it was built, you know, a long time ago, there aren't any major highways. Like I just said, the roads are much smaller. So we're talking single lane roads. So in bad weather and inclement weather, because yes, you are closer to the mountains, we do get very heavy snow here in Denver, but there can be a lot of road closures. There can be accidents if there's any sort of events going on, or, you know, there is the School of Mines there. If there's any big event that's going on there, traffic can really pile up because of those single lane roads. So that's something just to be a little bit aware of. And then on top of that, because it is a more historic feel, a small town feel, a lot of the architecture was built, you know, back in like the early 1900s, mid 1900s, there is kind of a parking issue. So if you're going downtown for lunch, parking can be sometimes a little bit, I don't want to say a nightmare, but it is a little challenging. There's no large parking garages or anything like that. So that is also something to note. And there's not a lot of like garages. So you're parking along the streets. So streets can feel a little more compact, a little more jam-packed at certain times in the season. So in terms of accessibility, parking, it can be a little bit of a con. Con number 2 is going to be that Golden has a very distinct smell. Anyone that is from Golden or has frequented Golden as much as I have, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you've gone and you're like, what is she talking about? Let me explain, because this can sound negative and it is a little bit of a con. It just kind of depends on the person. So with Coors Brewery being, in the heart of Golden, you're surrounded by mountains, you got the valleys, you got the hills. With that comes a very hoppy smell at times, not all the time, but there can be that hoppiness to the beer smell sometimes, especially if there's not a lot of wind, maybe like when it's really warm in the summer, it can be a little bit more distinct. Now again, that's not a bad smell to a lot of people, but to some, it can be noticeable and a little bit of a negative. And then on top of that, when you look at Coors Brewery to the north side of the brewery, there's actually a water treatment plant. And it's on the other side of Highway 58. And so the smell can be really terrible. I have ridden with my family along that Highway 58, and about 30 seconds before the highway and 30 seconds after, it's really prominent and it smells horrible. And I hate saying that because I love Golden. It is truly one of my favorite places, but it is not a great smell. So while you have the brewery smell that can be a little hoppy, not terrible, the water treatment plant, that smell, and again, it's not all the time, it's kind of seasonal. We were actually there in August and we had gone riding our bikes up along Clear Creek Path. Then we started riding along the path along Highway 58. And that smell hit us. It was a super windy day, so that wind really was just picking up that smell. My kids were absolutely detested by it. I was not a fan either. So we turned around and we went home. We had been on bikes all day, so neither here nor there. But anyways, so that is just another maybe con to think about when you're thinking about Golden. Those are my 2 pros and 2 cons to Golden, Colorado. Again, there are so many pros to Golden. I highly recommend coming and checking it out. If you have any questions about Golden, want to go and see some houses that are in terms of being near Golden, around Golden, in Golden, please feel free to reach out to us at our number or email listed below. You will always get Hallie or I. And please, please, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We put out a new video every single week. We appreciate you tuning in with us, and we will see you on the next one.